Welcome to our whiteboard animation explaining the data flow model for speech. At the heart of the model is the speech input, which is captured from the user's voice. This input is then processed through various stages to understand and respond appropriately. First, the speech is transcribed into text through speech recognition. Next, this text is used to understand, perform and generate responses on the chatbot. Let us understand the functions. Starting with the central chatbot box. This represents the chatbot itself, acting as the main interface for user interaction. Now, moving to the Identify Intent section. Here, we have 6 key boxes. The entity box extracts specific information, or entities, from user input to better understand their intents. Next, the developer-defined entity box contains predefined entities explicitly defined by developers to be recognized by the chatbot. And the parameter box captures dynamic parameters or variables within user input, providing context for the chatbot's responses. Fallback intent is the intent triggered when the chatbot is unable to conclude any action or unable to understand. Intent box refers to list of intents registered for functions and helps to specify training phase for the current dialogue, stores intent from dialogue and also triggers next action for the chatbot. Transitioning to the structure dialogue section, we find 4 essential boxes. The dialogue structure box defines the overall flow of the conversation, ensuring it progresses logically. And also send probable intents to intent section. Meanwhile, the dialogue state box stores information about the current context or stage of the conversation, maintaining continuity. The parameter value box updates parameter values based on user input, ensuring the chatbot understands the conversation's context. And the input phase box initiates the conversation by receiving input from the user, triggering the chatbot's analysis and response. This is achieved by the match value, which is the probability of an intent occurring. Now, onto the Attach Actions to Intent section, where we have 4 critical boxes. The platform-specific response box generates responses tailored for specific platforms or channels, ensuring an optimized user experience. Next, the NL response box generates responses using natural language, providing a conversational experience to the user. Meanwhile, the Rich Message Response box enhances user engagement by generating responses containing multimedia elements. And finally, the Response and Access to External Service box handles responses to the user and facilitates access to external services if needed. The final section is the Deployment section, which segregate possible actions in a channel for a particular type of application like social network, example WhatsApp and Telegram, applications using API and intelligent speakers like Alexa. Finally, the response is synthesized into speech for the user to hear, and external services may be accessed to fulfill the user's request. And that's the idea of LLM chatbot in a nutshell. From input to understanding to action, it's all about making communication seamless and efficient. Each box within these sections plays a vital role in the chatbot's functionality, from understanding user input to generating appropriate responses and maintaining conversation context. Thanks for watching.